Yes, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you?
Walaikum
Can
assalam, brother. I'm fine, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, can you hear me? Am I properly
Yes, sir.
audible?
I can.
Okay, good. So, so let's start with this meeting about the semantic SEO. And first of all, I want you to give your a brief introduction. Then I will share my introduction, and then we will start the semantic SEO session. This will be our basic semantic SEO session because in this session, most of my students will see this session, and some of them have a very good knowledge about semantic SEO, but there will be others who don't have any idea that what semantic SEO is all about. So this our first session, this will be about the basics, fundamentals of semantic SEO, and then in the next sessions we will be covering the advanced SEO, semantic SEO concepts and how to apply those concepts to improve the rankings of your website. So over to you, a brief introduction of yours.
Okay, so my name is Kazi Azmir, and I started my freelance journey actually like 7, 8 years ago. I started
Mhm.
as a graphic designer, but I couldn't earn any money. Then I
And
went
and
to
also
like,
one more important thing. Sorry, that you are from
yeah,
Bangladesh. Yeah.
yeah, yes, I'm
So
from Bangladesh. Yes. So
what city do you belong to?
I'm from like my area is called Faridpur city.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
fine.
So like I started with like graphic design like 7, 8 years ago, but then I went to copywriting. The
Hmm.
copywriting business was pretty good, but then the AI evolution happened, and I started changing my career one more time. Like
Hmm.
then I tried starting like SEO, but everyone was like SEO was doing like the same thing. Everyone was depending too much on backlinks. So I wanted to change it and see something else works or not. Then I found like Kore himself, like he's the founder of Topical Authority. So I started learning semantic SEO through his videos, and also I learned from some of other people who I worked on their agencies. So then I started slowly on semantic SEO. Now I'm working on my personal projects and some other
Hmm.
clients as well. So this is
Hmm.
my like career timeline in short.
So that's good, fine, Zabardast, Behreen. So what is semantic SEO? This is a very simple question for a very, a person who is not savvy at all with this concept. What is the brief introduction of semantic SEO and how is it different from the traditional SEO?
Traditional. Okay, so the semantic SEO is basically going for the meaning. Like for example, in traditional SEO, if we find a keyword, for example, personal trainer North London. Now, even if we know that this term or keyword is not making proper sense, like it is not going with proper grammar, but still we used to use like the same keyword in our content, like personal trainer North London or personal trainer Chelsea. But in semantic SEO we go for the meaning, like we had to use proper context, like what is personal training, who are personal trainers, where is North London, like everything is connected, and we go for the meaning, and we try to show that we know what all personal training is about, and where we are located. We don't just use the keyword itself, we try to use other things like related entities, related locations, related people's name, and with all this connection we do is actually we call it semantic SEO.
Yeah. So it means that semantic SEO is different from traditional SEO, that in traditional SEO we primarily focus on just keywords and
Yes,
search
yes,
volume and the keyword difficulty.
yes,
But in semantic SEO we go beyond keywords and we focus
yes,
on the meanings.
yes,
And
the meaning.
we want to create content which Google may actually understand. So Google actually
Yes,
wants to understand the user's intent, and then Google wants to understand the content on the website, and
yes,
make sure that it must serve the intent of the
Yes.
user.
User. Yes. Yes.
So it's all about creating the content which must be helpful for the, which must be understandable for the search bots as well as it must
And
be helpful for the
the
users.
users. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is the position of core? Yeah, like we are listening a lot about core
Mm-hmm.
Tugberg, and what is his contribution in the semantic SEO, and
Mm-hmm.
how he is helping SEOs all over the world in creating semantic SEO optimized content, or and work on the semantic SEO, and how, like
Mm-hmm.
after every 1 or 2 days, almost every week, I see case studies of Core, that how a person implemented
Mm-hmm.
Core's framework, and the
Framework. Yes.
website is ranking even without the backlinks, and in
Mm-hmm.
some comparative niches they are performing very well. So what Core's framework is all about?
So yeah, the chorus framework, like in semantic SEO, we can do semantics, like we can apply semantics in many different ways. But what Kore Gurbur he did is he went through like several, like many Google patents, and he created a pattern or a framework that goes side by side what Google actually, the Google created their machine, like how they create the search engine. So his framework is basically the semantic SEO that we do right now, and we try to do it in a pattern that like even if we make any mistake in the first step, we can go always go back to that step and fix it. So the chorus framework is basically the proper process of semantic SEO. And even if we don't use backlinks, his process works because it goes side by side with the Google patents, and there is
Mm.
no place for making any mistake. We can always go back and fix the mistakes.
So it's all about making the content which is understandable, properly understandable by
Yes,
Google. And
with the proper
you
process.
had
Yes.
used the term Google patent.
Mm-hmm.
So I have idea about this. There are many people, but there are some uh, people who don't know what is the Google patent. So can
Mm-hmm.
you please elaborate it a little bit about this
Yeah,
concept?
the Google patent is like Google uh, uses like a certain rules for a search engine to work. Like every Google core algorithm update happens, and they implement some sort of like rules in their search engine. But even if they are implementing it right now, probably they patented it like 10, 20 years ago. So if we read the Google patents, then we can actually understand how their search engines are working right now, and maybe eventually how it will work in the future, because the patented thing is always there. They cannot change it, like it is licensed. If we read those, we can understand the timeline of the search engines from now to the future, and if even in the past, we could understand the framework they are going for. The patent is like the licensed pattern of their search engine. We can go to every time we want.
Yeah, so it means that Google patents, those are also available online, and anyone can
Yes,
go
it
and
is free.
see and understand that
Yeah.
what is Google patent. It basically, in a nutshell, we can see that, we can say that it's all about how Google works, how Google understands websites,
Yes.
and how
Mm-hmm.
Google ranks, how Google prioritizes websites in
Yes.
ranking. So
Yes.
how
Yes.
Google actually works. So for a
Mm-hmm.
SEO person, this is very much important to study in depth that how Google patents work, because without this we won't be able to understand to to understand Google's working, and
Mm-hmm.
to create the website content structure, its topical map, etc., which
Yes.
can help Google understand our website. Because if Google
Yes.
is not able to properly understand our website, it won't be able to rank our website very well in Google.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
this is a
Yes.
very good concept. So there are some terms used in semantic SEO, uh,
Yes.
which are quite common. Like we are listening a term which is very common, and that is the topical authority. What is
yes,
this about? And if I have a website in a niche, how can I create a topical authority for any website?
yes. So a topical authority is when Google sees you as an authority for a certain topic. Like, for example, if my business is about law firm in California, if anyone searches for a law firm in California, I can rank very first on the Google search, and because Google thinks of me as a proper authority in that niche. So topical authority, we can become a topical authority by like uh, publishing content that is like about our core business. Like if our business is about law or law firm, we can publish content about what is law firm, who are lawyers, what are the types of law firms, and maybe we are about eye injury law firm. We can talk about what is eye injury, what are the types of eye injury, and by creating this a network with a proper content network, we can eventually become a topical authority, but it takes time. Like we have to connect the knowledge base with Google's knowledge base. If we can connect properly with their knowledge base, eventually we will become a topical authority, and Google will rank us every time we write any content.
Yeah, so I can say in simple words, like if someone is searching for law firms in California, so there are
Yeah.
lots of websites already which are live for this term law firms
Yes.
in California, but Google will rank those websites which are authority. And how Google
Mm.
will see that this specific website is an authority website? Google will see when, like in any industry, if I'm an SEO
Hmm.
person, I will be
Yes.
considered or you will be considered as an authority when you know each and every concept about SEO.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And if I know all the aspects, all the factors related to SEO, then I will be considered an authority.
An authority.
So
Yes.
this applies for all the industries. And if I
Yes.
have a website, then I
Hmm.
have to cover all the factors, all the sections of knowledge related to that very industry or
Yes.
niche. And when
Hmm.
I cover uh, all the information related to that industry in our
Hmm.
in my website, then I will
Yes.
be
Yes.
considered as an
As
authority
an
in the
authority.
eyes of
Yes.
Google and other search engines and users. So
Yes. Yes.
how to build, if I have website and I want to build my topical authority, what will be the
Mhm.
roadmap for it? What is the topical map, which
Yes.
and how to create it?
Okay. So to become a topical authority, we always start with a topical map, and a topical map is a collection of the entities and the attributes of that certain topic. Like, for example, like I said, if it's a law firm agency, then we can always talk about what is law firm, like who are the lawyers. This type of lawyers, law firm, types of law firms, eye injury or any other injuries, these are our core entities, like topics. If we connect and collect all these entities in a, for example, in a Google sheet, and then connect each of the topics to our homepage or service pages properly with proper internal links, and we create this sheet. We call this Google sheet or a spreadsheet a Google map, I mean a topical map. So this topical map, and then we publish each of the topics content, and eventually by publishing more often, more frequently, with time and effort, we become a topical authority with a proper topical map. This is basically a topical map is all about.
Okay. So it's all it's all about basic covering
Yes.
the topics the the topics which are
Entities.
associated to a
Yes.
niche, and in in semantic, in SEO language, we call it the entity.
Yes.
So I have two questions. You have used two words, two terms. First one was the entities, and the other one is the attribute. So first of all, what
Yes.
is the difference between these two? And if you can share any example of entities, for example, if I am in the SEO industry, or I have a client related to mental health care in USA. So,
Mhm.
what sort of entities, how I can create the topical map for it, what tools can I use, and in topical map, what are the entities and what are the attributes? What is the difference between these two? And how we can use those on our website?
So, an entity is like all the nouns that are related to our topic. Like, for example, if we are talking about SEO, then every noun or every name that is related to SEO is like an entity to us. Like, for example, backlinks can be an entity, content writing or articles can be an entity, and also there
Organic
are
ranking,
yes,
these are all the
ranking.
related terms.
Yes, like search
User
volume and stuff.
experience, search
Yes,
volume,
yes,
keyword difficulty.
yes. These are like our entities, and the attributes are like the how we connect the entity to other entities, like with attributes, proper attribute. Like backlinks are important for content writing, and with proper attributes, we can connect it to content writing and then to SEO. So, the connecting factor is the attribute, and the entity is the main thing of that topic. So, for example, a business or an agency has a central entity, like main entity. If our business is about SEO, then SEO is our central entity, and other entities are like backlinks and search volume, UI, UX. These are our other entities. Those are also main entities, but not central entity. So we have to figure out first which one is our central entity, and then we can make a mind map from that central entity to go to other entities and connect those entities. But the thing is, we don't have a proper tool for this. Like in traditional SEO, we use Href and SEMrush, but in semantic SEO, what we do is we try to go to the Wikipedia first and try to read the article and figure out which are the important terms or entities are. For example, in our SEO cases, if we read the Wikipedia page, we can understand which are the main topics related to our central entity. Then we figure out which one is connected to which, and then we can understand the attributes as well. But we can always use our LLMs like ChatGPT to figure out the entities, and also we can use Ahrefs too to figure out other topics. But we don't absolutely rely on any tools. We go to different tools and different websites to figure out our central entity and other entities and attributes.
Okay, so what I have understood from what you have said, that, for example, I have a website related to an SEO agency. Then in that case,
Yes,
SEO agency will be my central entity. In
yes,
simple words, this is my main seed keyword. And
yes,
there
yes.
are some concepts which are affiliated with SEO agency central entity. For example, backlinks, on-page SEO,
Mm-hmm.
off-page SEO, technical
After changes,
SEO,
yes,
etc. There are organic ranking, etc. And there are the
yes,
attributes. Attributes, the terms which are related to SEO. For example,
yeah,
if I'm creating a content which is related to SEO agency, then in that content, attributes will be the terms like rankings, like organic, search,
mm-hmm. Yes,
keyword,
yes,
difficulty, user experience, Google Search Console, Google Analytics.
yeah, yeah,
These are all the attributes. These are all the
yes,
related terms which we
yes,
need to use in that content, and those are the
yes,
semantic entities, and we have to cover those semantic entities as well, but we can
yes,
cover
yes.
those in other pages,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like, and the topical map, like
Mm-hmm.
topical map. If I have an SEO agency and I want, and you have said that okay, we can use Wikipedia, and we can see that what are the related topics, but what about the LLMs? Like, if there is there any prompt, like I have a
Uh,
topic, and if I ask Chat GPT or Gemini or Claude to create uh, to 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 share
mhm.
the entities. Like what I do, I basically
Yes.
use two approaches to get entities for any topics. The first one approach is to use my competitors. For example, I have for any keyword, I want to rank for any keyword. So what I actually do, I search for that keyword in Google. I extract uh, three or five my top competitors. I analyze their content, then I copy paste that content in ChatGPT, and then ask ChatGPT to extract the uh, attributes and the entities from that content. And on the basis
Yes.
of attribute, yeah, and I can use those attributes in my website content, which is the competing page of those my top competitors. So this is
Mhm.
what I do. Is there any other study? And I have a website. I want to build its authority, and for topical authority, I have to create a topical map. So, is there
Mhm.
any Chat GPT prompt or any other way in which I may give my center entity to LLM and ask to create a topical map, and then I start creating content for all those topics in my topical map?
So there is no like a fixed prompt for this, but we can always do our brainstorming using the LLMs. So as what you do is like the proper process. We go to our competitors and extract what they are writing, like going to their sitemap and see what they have written and what they are missing, and then we can take that and tell the LLMs to say that, or ChatGPT to say that what they are missing in some entities that are really important for this main central entity to cover. Then we can figure out that what they are missing, and whether those entities are on Google. Like for example, if we write something that we found on ChatGPT, but there is no topic written on Google yet. But if we write it and right now, they probably won't index us. Like Google will not index us because they don't have any knowledge on it. So we will avoid those kind of topics that don't have an index. We will only do the topics that are really important, that are on Google right now. And then eventually, when we become the topical authority by publishing proper contents that are known to Google, then even if when we become a topical authority, even if there is no topic on Google on that certain topic, Google will index us because we are topical authority by then, and everything we do is the right thing. But if we are not yet topical authority, we have to go with the consensus, like what everyone is doing, we have to do it, and then eventually we become a topical authority. Then we can do whatever we want. We can publish many other entities or many other attribute, any other blog contents. So yes, so for collecting entities and data, we always go to competitors and find their gaps, and also visit ChatGPT to find other things and then collect it through our topical map.
Okay. So I think in the next session, I will ask you to create a topical map for any website, for any niche, and also the content brief, because I because in this session I want to just cover the basic concepts of semantic SEO.
Basic. Okay.
So what is the difference between the what are macro semantics and what are the micro semantics, and what is the
Okay.
difference between these two?
So the macro semantics are the, like I said, the central entity. And previously, I said central entity. So
Mhm.
everything we talk about our central entity is our macro or bigger context or bigger semantics, like macro semantics. But everything we talk about that connects other things to our macro semantics or central entity is our micro semantics. Like for example, if we are talking about like SEO, then we talk about like log file analysis, which is maybe the not the top thing, but it is a important portion. This can be a micro semantics, but the macro semantics is SEO. So these little tiny things are like micro semantics, and the bigger things are like the macro semantics. And by connecting properly these two semantics, we make the proper semantic SEO.
So, do we need to create topical maps for only the central entity or macro semantic, or do we need to create topical maps for all? For example, I have a website related to uh, you know mental therapy website in California, for example, online mental therapy in California. And my client is covering central. He's offering online therapy. He's offering counseling, and he is
Hmm.
offering ABA therapy as well. So,
Yes.
do I need to create just one topical map related to central entity, or do I need to create topical maps for all the related entities or micro semantics of my website and connect
So,
them?
the macro semantics basically means the main thing, and the main things are usually it is inside the topical map. Like in your topical map, you usually put the macro semantic stuff, like the entities and how you will do the H1 and the URL structure. These all of these things are like macro semantics, main things, and the micro semantics comes to usually in the content, like in the content writing or in the content brief, uh, because the micro semantics is what you use to connect, like from one heading to another heading to another heading. Like these teeny tiny things are usually in the content, but in the topical map you usually connect the main things. So it is, if it is about a mental health like service, then everything related to mental health, like panic attacks, like anxiety, it will be in your topical map. But like teeny tiny things, like for example, you have to mention about, when it comes to anxiety, you also have to mention about like the timeline of an anxiety, like teeny tiny details. These are like your micro.
Symptoms, its
Yeah.
diagnosis,
Yes.
etc.
Yeah. These are like teeny tiny things. These are your micro semantics, and you always talk these about in the content itself. But when it comes to
Okay,
topical map, it is the bigger picture, macro semantic stuff.
okay. So we have two things. One is to cover the topics related to my central
Yes.
entity, and this will
Yes.
be the macro semantics.
Yes.
And then in
Yes.
the content, I
Yes.
have to cover the attributes or the related terms which are
Yes.
related to it, and those will
Mm.
be the micro
Micro
semantics.
semantics. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I can get the micro semantic ideas, first of all, from the Google. Like, I
Hmm.
can I use the term attributes for the micro semantics? Is
Yes,
it
we can
okay?
use like it is quite similar, maybe not identical, but it is quite similar. Like microsemantics and attributes are like the connected thing in other entities to us.
Okay. So, and for me, the best strategy is to analyze the content of my top performing competitors,
Yeah.
and then extract their topical map structure and especially
Mm-hmm.
their attributes, and then use all of those, identify the gaps, and then
Yes.
use
Yes.
those in my
My new topical
structure.
map in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that time is about to end. So we will
Yes.
continue this in our next session, inshallah. So
Inshallah.
in
Yes.
this, we have just tried to understand the semantic SEO. And in the next session, I will request you to share your screen and show us
Mm-hmm.
on how to create a topical map and how to create a content brief and SEO
Okay.
optimize and semantically optimized content brief, which all the details, uh, because I think the content quality depends a lot on the content brief. The more
Yes.
detailed content brief, this will help us create a more detailed and relevant and semantically optimized
Yes.
content. So we will cover especially the practical ways of creating topical maps and connecting the entities and using the attributes and also creating the content brief. One last question before uh, uh, before closing this session. What is the difference between the uh, uh, core topics and the outer sections in the topical map? What is the basic difference?
So in a topical map, like we have two sections. One is like core section and other is the outer section. So in core section, like I said, in central entities everything is connected like core, like without backlinks there is no SEO, without contents, without on page SEO there is no SEO. So these are our like core section of things. This is like this is the first things we figure out, we collect the core sectional entities or core sectional topics. And in the outer sectional topics, those are our related major topics, but those are not exactly connected. For example, when it comes to SEO, there is also lead generation, there is also foot traffic. Those are like also good entities, but those are not like very connected. We can always get many traffic to our website from like business, from lead generation, these type of keywords, but these are not core. But when we publish the topical map, we start with the core so that we can become the topical authority in the eyes of Google. And but we also publish outer sectional articles later on so that we can also get traffic from other related topics like business, lead generation to our website. So like main topics and sub main topics, those are also main, but they are not as much as main. So if later on in the part 2, when I like show you a topical map, it will become more easier to understand. But in simple terms, like we have a core topics that is super related to the actual entity, central entity, and the outer section articles are like the related articles that are very high in search volume, but not really connected. We
So
need those
what
to get more traffic. Yes.
Yeah, you have explained it in a very good way, but and what I have understood that,
Yes.
for example, if I my website's main entity is central entity is related to SEO agency, and
Hmm.
I am creating a topical map, then all the topics, for example, which are related to on-page SEO, technical SEO, backlinks, organic rankings, Google Analytics,
Yes.
these are directly related to my central entity.
Yes.
But there are
Yes.
some other
Yes.
concepts which are related to SEO as well. For example,
Yes.
like lead generation,
Indeed.
like
Yes.
sales, like conversions, like
Yes.
social media optimization, social media's
Yes.
impact on SEO. These are not direct. These are indirectly related to
Yes.
my business, but those
Yes.
are the outer sections. So
Yes. Yes.
for creating the topical map, first of all, I need to cover the main topics related to my central entity, then my
Yes.
related entities, and then
Yes.
I should move towards the outer sections of my entity.
Outer
For
section. Yes.
example,
Yes.
like conversion, sales, lead generation,
Yes.
user experience,
Yes.
website design. These are
Mm.
also related to my business, and those
Yes.
are the outer sections in the topical map.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is all from us in this session, and in this
Okay.
session we have just tried to cover the basics of the semantic SEO. Our next
Yes.
session, I want to have some practical, because we have just covered the concepts. We haven't showed any practical examples. So I want you uh, to show to share your screen and show us on how to create the topical map for a website, how to create the content brief, and how to structure
Mm-hmm.
a page which must be optimized for SEO. For example, if I am offering services in a specific state, I have a local business, for example, like plumber in New York. So,
Mm-hmm.
what should be the SEO optimized and symmetrically optimized structure of that local page, and how to create the topical map, how to connect the central entity with other entities, what will be the what topics will be the outer sections in my website, and then how to create a detailed content brief, what must
Mm-hmm.
be the heading structure, and what sources should we use to create that content brief and topical map. So we will
Okay.
cover those in our next session. So I think that this will be very useful for my students and for other
Mm-hmm.
people who will watch this video, inshallah. So I
Inshallah,
will
yes.
meet you in our next session. So this is all from
Okay,
our
inshallah.
side. So
Yeah.
take
Thank
care,
you.
brother. Thank you.
Thank you,
Allah
brother.
Hafiz.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Allah. Walaikum salam.